Very lucky. Today, it's funny. I was wandering around downtown San Francisco, and I stopped in an art gallery with 1880s, 1890s, 1910 era post-impressionist paintings. It's funny. We were talking about it. And these were relatively unknown impressionist artists, but truthfully, some of them are equal to the famous ones in terms of quality from somebody who's just looking at the painting without asking who did it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Amazingly beautiful, amazing work. Like some of the street scenes of Paris. I love those pictures. Anyhow, thanks for the call. It's Friday. 1-800-449. Where's the fog? The fog has disappeared. San Francisco's natural air conditioning, they call it, comes in and out of the gate. Great place to live. There used to be a saying in America, it'll be a cold day in August when? Well, we can't use that in San Francisco for obvious reasons. I wish we had another couple of cold days. It's hot already. It's coming in the hot now. The Indian summer comes September, October, which, it's nice. It's overrated. I wish it was regular. Like I would. You know, it's funny when you grow up somewhere, it's very hard to change the internal patterns inside your body. To me, the summer's over the end of August, Labor Day. Not here. Goes on another 2 months. You can get blind till 8:30 at night. You can't eat dinner. It's like nauseating. I feel like that novel by Myth of Sisyphus. Who wrote the Myth of Sisyphus, baby? I can't. Camus. Camus wrote a book about a character. Whoever can answer this gets a free copy of whatever, of my dental filling X-ray. Camus wrote a book set in Algeria. Oh, they call it The Plague. The Plage, I think. No, I think that's the swimming pool. I'm not good at French anymore. I studied it for 7 years. Anyway, he wrote a book called The Plague. We'll stick to English, Camus. And in it, he talks about a man who could not take the sun anymore. He was blinded by the light. And it opens with that, and it stuck with me because in many ways, I'm like that character. I actually prefer the night. I don't know if that makes me odd, but I can't wait for nightfall. I feel better when the sun goes down. Isn't this bizarre? You're supposed to embrace the sun. You know, it's very interesting. Maybe there's something to do with whatever. I don't know. I remember reading a story about a man who was always plagued by the heat, and then one day he has a near-death experience, and he comes back from it. And when he wakes up from that near-death experience and he's better, suddenly the sun that once was a glare looks bright to him as it did when he was a child or in a Van Gogh painting.
Savage.
Hi, we are Armstrong and Getting. We're on every weekday morning from 6 to 10.
He is a national treasure. He is Dr. Savage on Talk 910 KNEW.
I want to do this with you. I want to take you inside a courtroom. I'm going to act as my own defense attorney. I'm going to ask you, the American people listening to the Savage Nation, conservative, libertarian, liberal, independent, to be the jury.
Hear ye, hear ye. The court of the Savage Nation is now in session. All rise.
I want to read something to you. We discovered the following memo being passed back and forth before they put me on this list of murderers and terrorists. Listen to what one of them said. Savage has a show called The Savage Nation. His views are extreme. He considers immigration, liberalism, and Islam to be the most dangerous threats to the U.S. He broadcasts on approximately 350 stations and receives an estimated weekly audience of 8 million listeners. This is what they wrote to each other. He is the third most popular radio talk show host in America. Now listen very carefully, folks, members of the jury. Here's what they wrote to each other in a summary of why I should be banned from Britain and that my fundamental rights be denied. Quote, Savage is the founder of the Paul Revere Society, which, according to its mission statement, aims to, quote, to take back our borders, our language, and our traditional culture from the left, corroding our great nation, close quote. This was a hit on me because I am a conservative. Now, the very same government that took offense with me because I believe in borders, language, and culture, I want you to listen to Scottish Justice Secretary Kenny McCaskill, another far leftist, explaining why he released the Lockerbie bomber. Listen to clip 2.
Our justice system demands that judgment be imposed, but compassion be available. Our beliefs dictate that justice be served, but mercy be shown. Compassion and mercy are about upholding the beliefs that we seek to live by, remaining true to our values as a people, no matter the severity of the provocation or the atrocity perpetrated.
Rubbish. 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 Where is the compassion and mercy towards Michael Savage? You lowlife lout, you. You release an actual murderer who masterminded the blowing up of an airplane and the killing of hundreds of people, saying that you did so out of compassion and mercy, while Michael Savage, because he is a conservative and he is a white male, receives no such compassion and no such mercy. You say that compassion and mercy are the beliefs that you seek to live by, and yet your cohorts in London have no compassion or mercy for a conservative named Michael Savage. That you colluded behind my back to destroy my name and reputation and to deny me free travel and free speech. And you didn't notify me. You didn't give me a chance to explain myself or answer as to whether these statements are actually true. This is your idea of compassion and mercy, Scottish Justice Kenny McCaskill? Listen to clip 3 now.
For these reasons, and these reasons alone, it is my decision that Mr. Abdel Basit Ali Mohamed Al-Megrahi, convicted in 2001 of the Lockerbie bombing, now terminally ill with prostate cancer, be released on compassionate grounds and are allowed to return to Libya to die.
So in other words, if I had a terminal illness and I was going to die, you'd let me into your rotten, stinking nation? Is that what you would do? If I were terminally ill, you'd release me for compassionate grounds? Well, let me tell you something. I ain't going to die so fast. Let me tell you something, Mr. Justice. I'm not going to get sick so fast. And let me tell you something else. I'm going to fight you until the last breath in my mouth. I'll make sure my name is cleared, and I will name you and shame all of you. Before I am through, I will show the world what you have become. I will show them how you have not only acted to defend your own people and your own honor, how you've acted not only to not defend Britain, to not defend your borders, to not defend the English language, to not defend your culture, but to destroy it from within. Whether it be out of cowardice or treason, I'm not sure if it's a combination of one or the both or something else. You talk about compassion and mercy out of one side of your mouth, while your cohorts in London show no such compassion and mercy to a man whose only crime is that he is an outspoken white male conservative, and that is your idea of compassion and mercy? I want you to go to michaelsavage.com and read the new legal letter that was sent by my attorneys, the defamation claim to Jackie Smith. And then I want you to look at the secret emails. Well, I can't give them to you now, but I want you to see the cover copy, the table of contents, and the excerpt for Banned in Britain. And once you look at these documents and put them together, and then you combine them with the fact that the very same Labour government that did this to me, and remember what they did to me. You say, oh, big deal, you can't go to Britain. You didn't want to go anyway. Well, you have to see the larger point. That denies me my freedom of movement, which is a denial of my fundamental civil rights. It denies me a freedom of movement. Do you understand that? It's a denial of the European Commission on Human Rights laws. It's a denial of the U.S. Bill of Rights. It's a denial of British law itself. It's a denial of everything that is decent about democracies. It is something you would see out of North Korea. Didn't North Korea just arrest 2 people for entering its soil that they didn't approve of politically? Weren't 2 journalists just released from North Korea by Bill Clinton because they dared wander into that sacred nation without permission? This is something for you to behold. The very same government of the United States of America under Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama that wants to continue the open border policy started by Bill Clinton and magnified and amplified by George Bush, the open borders with Mexico, where drug dealers can walk right across the border, says nothing about a legitimate American broadcaster with millions of followers being unable to go across the borders of Britain. Don't you see what's at stake here? Don't you understand what's at stake here? Ladies and gentlemen of the Savage jury, I rest my case.
Savage.
I'm Kim Commando. You can keep up with all things digital Monday through Friday in the noon hour with My Digital Minute on Talk 910 KNEW.
Oh, you know how I love you.
That is a nice song for Rock and Roll Friday. And now I'm going to just cool her down. Cool her down, Mike. It's Friday afternoon. Most people could care less about your problems. They're tuning in to get entertained. Here you get mad at liberals. That's all. So what can you do? By the way, I am proud to announce that after only a few days on Facebook, we have thousands and thousands of friends on the Michael Savage page. Godric, what's the name of the thing so they could find it on Facebook? I don't even know what. Well, write it out for me. We're in the middle of a show here.